Hello, welcome back. Today we're actually going to be drawing the comic. I need to update stream here. Okay. So I wanted to talk about kind of like my process for making comics. And this is kind of the start here. I have blurb, what I've written. There's more to what I've written, but we're focusing on that first paragraph. Sometimes an entire page of a comic will end up being, I lost my cursor. What happened? Oh, that's weird. Why is my cursor not moving? Okay, cool. Got it. I don't know why it decided to stop working, but it did. That's fun. Where's my comic? Okay. Let's see if I can get that back. I can't remember how I got the stupid reference page on there. One day I'll be able to figure out where the hell it goes, but I guess not today. Anyway, so this is what I tend to do when I'm making a comic, is I'll write out what I want to happen, or like I basically write it out like it's a story, like in a novel, and then I will either like an entire sentence will become a whole page, or like a paragraph, or even a couple paragraphs, because sometimes like paragraphs can get like super descriptive and stuff, and so I try to embody like what is said in the script. Okay, if anybody knows how to get that stupid layer back, I would love to pull it up. Gonna take a second to try and figure out where the hell I got it from in the first place. Like originally I got it from over here, but since I removed it, it's not there anymore. And I can't remember what it was called. If anybody knows in the comments, please, in chat. I forget what the name of the damn thing is. One sec. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Google is friend. Oh, it's in the window menu. I'm stupid. Subview palette is what it's called. Yes, there it is. Okay, we found it. Okay. Not too much delay. All right, I don't know if y'all can see the subview palette. Okay, give me a sec. Let me see if... There we go. We're just going to add the display window over the top of it. And let me know if you can see it. I'm checking my stream. Okay, looks like you can see it. Cool, perfect, awesome. Here is the thing. I wrote everything like it's a book. And then I took the first paragraph and shoved it into the first page. Like I said, sometimes it's in a paragraph, sometimes it's just a single sentence, and it takes up an entire page just to fill out that idea. But basically, you're just taking scenes and building scenes on the page. Okay, now that everybody is up to speed, let's start drawing it. I've already done the rough draft of the whole thing. So we're just jumping straight into inking. Oh, I do need to go panels. I forgot to. And this is very important to label every single layer. You will get lost and you will put it on the wrong layer. I want 5. Oh God, that's gross. I don't like how bleh that looks. We're gonna do it probably on the storyboard. And let's call that red as well. And these markers are bleed lines. They're the boundary that I can draw within. I forget the actual name of it because my brain is ridiculous. The one furthest to the outside of the page is the like dead stop. Like, this is going to get lost. This is the bleed here. This gap in between the two lines. And that is where you can have a lot of like spillover, and it may not get lost, but it also might get lost during the cutting and like page management. And if you pay attention to what page you're on, the likelihood of it getting cut off on this side or this side based on what's on the outside of the comic book is probably a little bit less. It's more manageable. Unfortunately, whatever part the seam sits on is probably going to lose half of the bleed area. But if you got a really good printer, like a person who prints, then they'll be able to capture like the whole thing. I do. It's called Hero and Villain Designs, and you should look them up. They're an indie printer. They can't do like major jobs, but they do quite a bit, and they're actually pretty amazing. At least that was the last time I spoke to him, and that was like 2018, so they could have expanded by now. It's possible. but it's been a while since I've actually made comics. So a lot of the things I'm saying take with a grain of salt because things might have changed between then and now. Okay, and we're going to make a panel. This is probably going to be huge. Actually, I don't want that one. I want like a smudgy, like a really smudgy. Is that smudgy? I don't know if that's smudgy enough. Ooh, gouache. Oh, that's huge. What about... No. Oil? Again, that's huge. Kind of jittery, isn't it? Thin gouache. Dry gouache. Mixed round. About watercolor. Although that's pretty. But that was nothing. It's literally nothing. What? Drop that to like 10. No? Oh, and maybe it's supposed to like smear. Soft bleed? No. That's pretty though. Where's the India ink? Watery ink. Dry. Ooh. That's crunchy. Oh, but it's too dry. Well, like, a little less dry. Blech. We do like charcoal. Ooh, that's pretty. Maybe not for this, but that's pretty. Ah, crunchy. It could be good. I might keep that. Ooh, how did it get... What? Oh, I switched to the wrong stupid thing. Why is it so huge at this angle? Oh, it got bad at the end. What if, because it's reading the angle of the pen. So like, I can't drag my shoulder that way to make enough of a straight line. It's about as straight as it's going to get from that angle. So I put it at the angle that I normally do a straight line. It's so fat. It's so fat. I don't know. Whoa. I don't know if I can do it across like that because it keeps curving. Let's try it this way. This is much easier. Ooh. It's pretty close. I like it. Okay. Yes, we'll go with that. Not 220. Oh, that's good. So I got a lot of phlegm from my coffee. Okay. Yes. Ooh. Ooh, that's good. It'd be too hard to switch the angle manually. Ooh, if my tablet can stop sliding. The key to a straight line, a quick straight line like that, is to use your shoulder, which I am not great at, obviously. But you know what? We're practicing, getting a lot of practice in here. And so eventually I will be great at it. Except most of the time, like, what's always weird is like when doing digital art, because I'm such a traditional artist, the pen doesn't have anything to grab onto. Like when you're doing traditional art, you can kind of feel the paper as it's moving. So like it's like a second nature to keep it in a straight line when you can feel the resistance. Okay, and that's just one of the panels. Should I do all the panels first? I should do all the panels first. Okay. Hello, House Ape. Have fun braiding hair. I was just going over how to make comics and what I am doing currently. So if you have any questions about making comics or what the hell I'm doing while I'm making it, feel free to chime in and I'll answer what I can. That's good. I'm gonna move it though. Ah! Sometimes when I push the button and then move at the same time, it thinks that I'm trying to slide. Ooh, almost. That's pretty good. We do want it kind of like a little bit crunchy. That's good. We want it crunchy, but we don't want it crooked. So try to keep it outside of that bleed line. Yeah, it's pretty good. Not bad. The good news about making, good thing about making indie comics is that you can do everything in your own pace. So like, it's not like if you have a personally set deadline, it can get hectic. But, you know, if you're just doing it for you, who the hell cares when you get it done? Right. Sometimes it why do I keep doing that? 90. Sometimes I forget, well, I'm using this brush, that I can't really do that from that angle. Oh, that's not bad. It's pretty straight. See, the more we practice, the better we get. We can see real-time progression here. Around the edges. I don't like sharp and pointy edges. Okay, this one is a little bit harder. We want that perfect circle. Let's do... This is just going to be our guide. Yeah, let's make it green, sure. Oh, that was stupid. Right, we start... Excuse me. Why won't it let me go back? Oh, because I haven't clicked out of it. Right, okay. So we want it to go out that far. We want it to start at that bottom line. And we want it to go all the way over to that bottom line. So we want to make it as circular as we can. Looks good. And then, oh, we're gonna do a second one real quick. So same thing, we want it here. We want the bottom to be here. And that should give us the circle we want. Let's make it a little bit closer. Right, and then we move it because I don't want... All right, it's pretty close. Not completely perfect, but pretty close. And we take that and we drop it way the fuck down. And that's when we draw our crunchy panel over the top. This one is a lot more complicated though, because, hello, that's green. Ooh, that turned out real good. It's not perfect, but we don't want perfect. We want crunchy and gross. We want a professional to look at this and go, what the fuck did you do? I mean, technically I am a professional, but, you know. more professional. I don't know how to say it. Whatever. Nobody cares. We just get it done. That's what we do. All right, panels all complete. Pretty crooked, but beautiful nonetheless. Now let's work on this first panel. I don't know how that got to be so freaking huge. There we go. Okay, I'll take it. It's gonna be my first time doing a comic completely digitally, for sure. The last comic I did was only on traditional medium. Still think this is too... There we go. Smush it down. So I don't want it to influence too much. So back when I was drawing comics on traditional medium, you know, you only get one shot with that. If you mess it up, you're gonna pick up a whole new paper. And the worst part is, like, you mess that up, you mess up one panel and you've already gotten 5 panels on the page. You have got to redraw every single panel. Now, there is a trick that you can do, but it looks really shitty, is when you are scanning the pages in. You can copy, or you can cut out and paste the, what do you call it? Cutout onto the new paper. But again, it looks kind of shitty to do it that way. Whatever, the boobs don't have to be perfect. Not that important. I know when we did our rough, or our concepts, I didn't include arms, but that's the thing, is that, like, they need arms. I'm not gonna do like a floating things, like stuff that they interact with. I'm not going to make them float. Okay. We're gonna do this again. Straight lines. Ooh! Ah, I like how I went to thin to thick too. Oh, I don't even know my own talent. The idea is that the thicker, the closer that an object is, the thicker the line is going to be. That's the idea anyway. We're gonna make these chairs simple because I don't want to draw all of those things every time. And remember, when you're drawing perspective, all the lines should follow to whatever points. There are multiple point perspectives and single point perspectives that you can use to help show the perspective. I don't know perspective well enough to describe the whole thing to you, but it's basically make sure that parallel lines go parallel. I don't know how to express that properly. It's like, okay, let me see if I can point it out on this one. So, like, you can see here, everything is going this direction, which tells us that the point of perspective, I think this is single point perspective if I think about it. The point of perspective, if you follow the line all the way out, should be like here. Like here, where they all intersect. So all the lines should be coming from that point. And it helps if you get like, when you're doing traditional art, it helps. It's a little off, but it helps if you actually take a pin and stab it into your paper and then drag a string, like tie a string to it and then move the string around. You can do the lines like that. On traditional art, you would do that with like a really, really thin pencil. But anyway, all the lines should be following that. which actually means that this is probably a bit off. That's green. Yeah, kind of like that. Kind of like that. And you also have to take a look at like how things line up that aren't perfectly lines. Something like that. So like this chair should have its top like that. And then of course the further away it gets, the smaller it gets as well. But then you also have to think of things like organically. Are all chairs around this table specifically in line? And oftentimes you'll find that not everything is in line, especially if it's, you know, placed by people. And depending on the personality of the person, you know, if you have like a Monica from Friends, it's going to be, you know, the show Friends. Things might be like super anally lined up. But then if you have somebody like, if we're still looking at Friends, we look at like Joey, right? Not necessarily caring about how clean things are. So you might have chairs that don't line up at all. So making these perfect lines doesn't really matter. That's wrong. So when you're thinking about like stories and whatnot, you definitely want to think about like how your character presents, like what their personality is, and then look at their surroundings. Their home, if you have somebody who's like super anal retentive, you know, their home is going to be super clean, right? And things are going to be lined up. things will be in places that make sense. But then if you have characters who are like sloppy, nothing is going to be lined up, nothing is going to match. Unless, of course, they have that one thing that, you know, they have to have exactly right. Or it's like super important to them. Right? Ways that you can kind of show that characters have those different quirks. Like if you look at the show Monk, you'll see that Monk has his table a certain way, even though he likes perfection, neatness. Everything has to be exactly right. He has his table curved or askew because his wife used to put her feet on the table when he was having a bad day, and he would lay his head in her lap and she would rub his head. But she'd have to have her feet up on the table, and the table had to be moved closer to the couch, so Monk always leaves the table close to the couch. Even though everything else in his house is perfect. So don't forget to include a little bit of the character in the place that they live, design, whatever. Oh, that'd be fine that way. It's an odd. It's fine. Again, it's just a single panel. Nobody really looks at all of the panels. Not like me. I'm weird. Sound off in the comments if you're weird like me, and actually look at the details of panels in comics. Okay. Oh, God. I also have to remind myself when I do these that it is just a minuscule part of a whole comic. It's just a single panel. And so the longer I take on it, the longer it takes to finish. And people want to see a finished product. Not everybody wants to watch the thing getting made. They don't want to see all of the little details. They just want to see it done. Nice going along with the journey, but I don't want to be stuck. That's too thick. Okay. Table complete. Put some sort of, I think what I normally do for the D&D map. Dragon. A real shitty looking dragon. There. Perfect. Rawr. And then we'll draw a pile of gold he's sitting on. Pile. Looks like crap. And then maybe some cliffs. In there. That's what I do for a crappy Dungeon Masters screen. And then of course we got the wall. Here is another, let's call this a door frame. That's the thing about, another thing about making comics is that you want to make sure that the scene is complete. this open. Door handle. And then we call this kitchen. Kitchen goes out behind her. Something like that. And then we have, I'm gonna call it a bar here. And again, a lot of this background stuff doesn't really need to be super important, just needs to be there. Call this sink. Backsplash. It's definitely crooked, but I do not care too much about what's going on in the background. Not here anyway. Okay, let's see it without the storyboard. And it's going to be super small on the page if we're looking at the page as a whole. Ooh. I just meant to slide over. Yeah, there we go. Looking at the page as a whole, that first panel, super small. Like, nobody really notices. But it is the first panel. And so it kind of sets the tone for the rest of the comic. Okay. And that's panel 1's ink done. We're going to go on to panel 2. And I like to do them all at once. Oh, and when you're looking at a comic, you tend to find between 6 and 9 panels on a page. 9 panel page probably be something that's like super full of action. 6 panel page is something where you want to pay attention to a lot of detail. So you can see here we got 6. So you kind of want to pay attention to the detail in the beginning, and it sort of expands from there. Okay, panel 2. This one should be easy. It is literally just her face. That's good. As my style of art goes, the glasses tend to take the shape of the emotion the character is showing. We see all of these curves because the character's happy. There we go. Yeah, don't need that one. That's fine. Okay. And that's it for panel 2. It's mostly just thought bubbles. You know, honestly, looking at panel 1, I'm thinking the table would probably come back here. It's fine. Doesn't matter. Okay, that's panel 2. And panel 3 is a big splotch. Technically, panel 3 is just the onomatopoeia. It is under speech bubbles. So it's gonna go like something like that. Except of course it would, you know, be larger. Something like that. Either way, we'll get that in there when we do speech bubbles. So, in reality, panel 3 is this one here. And again, this one is just another face. Shocked face. Okay. But we want to draw the full circle so that it looks do it like here. Let's zoom out a bit. Something like that. Okay. And the outside of the face doesn't matter as much because it is all off frame. Yeah, good. Okay. All right, and then we want her to be surprised, so actually I'm going to keep that up because I've been forgetting to add her eyebrows. There we go. My bad. So this isn't really how I do eyes. I do eyes as open circles. What is this garbage song? Okay. So now we can cut out the outside. Again, in traditional like style, I would be doing this in pencil. Lightly, very, very lightly, so that it didn't come over into the actual finalized drawing. Ah! I wasn't expecting it. Okay. Again, simple. Just some shock. Right, and then because it's glasses, do little glasses lines. And this panel here is her walking to the door. Panel 4. This one's going to be complicated. We got motion. And I wanted to capture all the motion into a single frame instead of moving it across multiple frames. So you just kind of see her tottering back and forth to the doorway. And the way we do that is we try to make a solid character in the beginning. Ooh, that's a good one. And then we make a solid character at the end, and all the character movement in between is sort of lowered opacity. I gotta draw my weird style, of course. But sorry, that's gotta go there. What I might have to do is make 2 layers. This one, let's go background layer because the background is so full. There we go. The glass is really sold it. Okay. And then we make her taller. And but oh, right. My bad. Let's see if I can do this like that. Just draw her in a lower opacity. And just lower the opacity. Much easier than drawing it in gray, I guess. Okay. I'll do the same thing with the next character. Ooh, I like that circle. That's a good circle. It's too thick though. That's fine. That's good. All right, so then we have to have her totter the other way. That's a weird shape. Better? It's a little better. I forgot her boob. Yes, okay. Can't forget the butt. I don't know, it makes me giggle every time. Yeah. Yep. That's it. And then back to our normal opacity. But she's further away, so her head is smaller. additional details needed for that. Unfortunately, no butt. It's ridiculous, I know. But it's fine. Okay, background. We actually need to do another layer for effects. Sometimes we want to change effects, so let's just do a layer for effects here. And this goes whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And if we get rid of the background, you see whoosh, 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 whoosh layer. And that's them whooshing into place. So you take the whoosh effect off of the character itself and just behind it. And that's kind of how I do it. And then I don't know how easy it's going to be to do. Where the hell's the airbrush? Oh, because it's enormous. Right. And then what I would do on top of the effect, or underneath the effect technically, is drawn little whooshy effects. It does not translate. It definitely doesn't translate. What if we did like a blue? It's kind of how I did it sometimes. No. I do not know how I'm going to duplicate the effect that I would normally get on traditional artwork. The whoosh is there, but there's usually some sort of, I don't know, more like air moving. Maybe it'll look okay on top of the color for the background, so we'll wait until we go through the background before adding the effect. Let's actually hide the effect for now. And you know what's even better? Hide the characters too. I'm gonna get the background in there. Okay, table. pen is doing the thing again. Okay, chair, done. Okay. There we go. That's a window. That looks fine. Okay, and then here's our 2-point perspective that I'm going to fail miserably. Oh, that's right, effects. Before I forget the effects here, this is the shocked effect. Although honestly, that should probably be like yellow or something. Okay. Background. And then no, it's not right either. So like that? Okay. Okay. Then TV. Big old TV. And here is the entryway. And then the door. And that's the bar. The design of this apartment is based off of an old apartment I used to have. So if you're wondering like how I'm getting all of this, it's just because I've lived here. Okay, let's get rid of this because it is really hard to see. Okay, let's get these little splurbs out of the way. Good. Okay, that's that, and this goes here. Welcome, Matt. Oh God. A very smushed and used cushion right there. This one practically unused, but let's give it a little lump just anyway. Not that it really matters. sure if that matches up right, but again, background doesn't matter as much. But we do want it to look like it matches the whole thing. I can't think of the word. Congruent. That looks good. TV. Looks good. And then the couch. Let's see. This is probably right in the character's path, isn't it? It is. We're gonna have to shrink it. I don't know how many times I actually kicked this damn table with my shin. Okay, and in this corner I had one of those stand-up lamps. Make it too thick. Okay. And then technically over here, we're also some stupid window. I just put the TV in front of it. Actually, I don't know if the roof needs to be visible here. Okay. That looks pretty damn good, I think. And then we're gonna add... Yeah. So original idea, I had a shoe rack on this side. I think I might put it over here instead of the dog cage. Okay. And that, of course, light switch. And entry area. I think in the original I had like some shelves or something standing up over here. But I don't want to. So I'm not going to. More light switches. Yeah, that says go away. Lots of dots. And we add the carpet. Oh, and then I gotta add, we got a vase up here. It did have flowers, but I might just make it empty. And then a box of some sort. couple of papers. We got keys. Wallet. More papers. We'll call this a random box too. Box of God knows what. Another box of God knows what leading off the panel. Something we don't know. We're just adding random crap. Okay. I think that's it. Make sure. So we got the door handle. Peephole. Oh, I see. Tile. Let's do the molding around the baseboards. Door stop. Let's do some thick lines here for the, what do you call them? Hinges? Little window next to the door. And then speckles. Not speckles, they're, you know, they're the, carpet. Okay, that's the carpet. I think I actually got everything in here. That looks good. Okay. Add our characters back on top. And the effects. Okay, effects aren't going to really mean anything. I have after we color. Let's do character color. Character shade. Call it BG shade. And BG color. Okay, and that's panel 4. We'll add all of the color and effects in at another time. Okay, and we move on to panel 5. It's our panel 5 girl looking through people. That's a pretty good circle. Damn. Connect the top. Connect the top. Connect the top. My God, connect it. Please. Good enough. Now we go up from the back and around the curves. Whatever. It's fine. We'll just leave it. Right, remember the glasses also make the expression. So I'm gonna get it kind of squinting in there. Whoa, thick. Very good. Do I need... I don't think I need the hand. The hand definitely gives it a bit more oomph. Okay, and then door. Door. And then line for door goes here. The cells as door, but looks like door to me. I don't know if anyone wants to chime into the comments there and let me know if that sells properly. Okay, that's panel 5. We got panel 6. Actually, panel 7 we don't need anymore. Delete. 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 Okay, only 6 panels. Technically 7, but you know, it'll come out in the speech bubble, whatever. Okay, this one, this is fisheye. This is a perspective that is very complicated and causes a lot of people a lot of stress. We can go over to this layer with the green, and I'll show you how I did it here. So you pick a spot like at the base and one at the top, and you start connecting. The center goes straight down. The next one goes there. The next one goes even further. And what you're doing is trying to eventually match up with the circle that goes around it. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, and we do the same thing here. We pick a point right dead center of that circle, and we go straight across. I said straight across. And then we connect that one, and that one, and that one, and we just make a more steep circle. And then we try to match all of the lines to those markers. It's complicated, but I did it in the rough. So we just translate it as best we can. this off. There we go. And we just try to sell that fish eye the best we can. Curves get really difficult. I did write something on Michael's shirt, but oh my god, is it going to be difficult? Wait, is that the right line that I'm looking at? I don't know. My pen is acting up again. This is a covered bucket. Andrew's cute marks. He's so smiley. It's adorable. Oops. Just gotta make sure I get Michael's hair in there properly too. Not as important as Andrew's hair, but these guys' hair is, both of them, iconic. Don't know if I can do this, but we're gonna try. Something like that. Okay. Yeah, I think that's all. Let's see how it looks. Not bad. Okay. And then, of course, look at reflection lines going. Just some marks on the brass that holds the lens in place. And there we go. Took us about 20 minutes over time, but that's okay. Be surprised at the amount that you can get finished in a comic. Alright, so that is the inking of the first page of RP Comic. Only took us a couple hours, 2.5 hours-ish. But luckily I had already done a lot of the rough work beforehand. So, good. Next time we'll work on coloring it and probably get done with that within the time as well. So we'll do that and possibly speech bubbles as well, because we got to be able to fit in 4 lines of dialogue. Not really dialogue, but whatever. 4 lines of speech bubbles. And after that, that should be it for the first page. And we'll be all done with that. Yeah. So I hope you join me next time. I will be streaming again on Monday. And I'll try to, I want to do stream some video games or whatever in between that too. So if you would like to watch that, you certainly can. But we'll see. I wanted to do that this week, but I didn't really do that. So we'll see what this next week feels like. Thank you everybody for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and everything. Follow me on all the other platforms. You can find links in my About Me page. And I hope to see you next time. Have a good one.